Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is MrNJersey and this is your best place to find all your Stormworks related content, from weekly updates to build series to the best workshop creations and much more. Now in this video we are back with the 4th episode of Fix Your Creations. In this series you submit your broken creations and I take a look at them and see if they can be fixed and saved. Now if you are looking at getting your own creations fixed, see the description in the video for more information where you can submit them to me. But before we get started, if you are enjoying these videos, hit that like and subscribe button and don't forget the little bell icon to be notified of my upcoming content as soon as it gets posted. And while you're watching, let me know your thoughts in the comments below and what else you'd like to see in any of my future videos. So all said, let's get straight into it and get started with this video. So the first creation that we're going to be having a look at is a creation done and submitted by Pika. Now he said that this is working, however it has a little bit of steering issues, and when it's going it heavily banks to the right, which is quite unusual. He said he doesn't know. He said he can place weight blocks on the left hand side, he can do a whole bunch of things, but it still really wants to go to the right hand side. So let's just jump in and see what we can kind of understand and actually replicate what he said the issue is. I'm going to try and get up to the bridge, so I'm guessing up here, and then we have our controls. So let's get this on. Key button, throttle. Don't need anything else on, I don't think. No, I think we're good. So we're heading in a straight line at the moment. Everything seems pretty fine, to be honest. We're going in a straight line. We are banking a little bit to the left, I can see. Yep, you can still see it's moving a little bit to the left. I'm using the military island as a reference point there, and you can kind of see it's going left a little bit. So negative 2.35 to counter varying to the right. Now I think this is meant to go into a hydrofoil. Let me just see if we can increase our throttle at all, because I see throttle is at maximum. Is there any way to get... there you go, hydrofoils. Okay, now you can really see we are banking to the right. So yeah, that is turning a lot to the right. So he said that you'll have to counter it using... so there's the trim there. And then we can use left and right to counter it. Wow. Okay. So yeah, then that's not ideal at all. But it really is banking to the right there. It's going to be quite hard to diagnose to see what the issue is. We'll have to have a look at the fin rudders and see what's kind of going on with the fin rudders. It could be a weight thing also. We'll have a look at the center of gravity and see if that could be causing it. But to be honest, it shouldn't be. But it possibly could be. So let's just bring it back to the workbench and let's just have a look and see what's kind of going on here. So center of gravity is smack bang right here. Let's put our symmetry block on. That's almost... That's perfectly centered weight-wise, so I wouldn't expect anything to be happening there. He's got what looks like two fin rudders, and then another fin rudder there, and the propeller there. So nothing too weird. I don't know why he's got them facing the other way. That could be interesting, actually, see why it's doing that. Where are all of these connected to is another big question. So... switch value, I wouldn't, to be honest, I would get rid of that and that. And what are his rudders connected to? So let's see, left and right. Let's scroll out a bit. It looks like that is connected to the same, yeah, it's pretty much connected to rudder, which is vector runa brain. Okay, I don't know what's going on in here. Let's just have a look. Let's open it up. So I just want to see if he's manipulating the rudder control at all, because if he is, then that could be his issue. So that's engine clutch, rudder. Okay, so he's doing rudder He's adding, what is he adding? He's adding a read value and he's adding another read value. So he's reading value 3 and he's reading value 1. And that's coming from the seat. So that is left, right. So that's reading his left and right, and that's also reading his... So that 3 is left and right, and then 1 is A and D. And that's doing what? It's timesing it by 0.4. Okay, and then outputting and adding it to that, and then running it out. Okay. That's fine. That's fairly self-explanatory. So far all we've done is we've just gone and removed the front rudders here and the front rudders here. I don't think that actually does anything, but we'll just see. Let's just spawn in. I actually want to test something because I think I might have an idea what the issue is, but I'm not 100% sure just yet. Just close this off. Let's go back up top. Let's turn this on. Starter, throttle, hydrofoils up. We're going straight so far. Should pick up the hydrofoils any second. Might not, because I've deleted half of the hydrofoil stuff. But it seems like it's going straight, which means there is an issue with those rudders that I've just gone and deleted. Let's turn hydrofoils back on. Trim is fine. It seems like it's still trying to go to the right, as you can see there. So something to do possibly with his stability. Yeah, possibly it could be something to do with the stability controls that he's got going on. Let's just bring it back. I'm just gonna go and put it back to how it was before we started this. So I don't want to undo what he did with his fan rudders, because that is controlling his hydrofoil system. But another thing I would possibly question is, why is those two positive and that one is negative? Those ones are all negative, that one is negative and that one's positive. So I'm guessing you're using this for your stability, possibly. So what is going on here? So no, that should be the same. Should be the same. Okay, no, it's negative because that's your stabilizer to stop your roll. That's to stop your roll. What I'm going to do is I'm actually just gonna disconnect that and that. I'm gonna bring it back to, actually I'm gonna leave it off. We're just gonna have the back ones doing the stability. Let's just see if that fixes it. So we've gone back to how it was to start off with. Oh, I just equipped some kind of equipment that I can't see. I don't want diving gear. Okay, so let's see how that is. I've just gone and disabled your stability at the front. Let's go and increase your throttle. Let's build up your throttle here. Let's get going. So while it's under the water, so in normal boat mode, it works perfectly fine. It keeps nice and straight. Let's put it in hydrofoil mode. It's still, yeah, it's heavily banking to the right. Are those rudders actually doing anything? That's what I would like to know. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm just going to go and add a dial. And I want to read to see what those things are doing, the rudders are doing at the back, because that will give me a clear idea. So let's delete that, put that there. Let's go and connect that. So what is controlling these rudders here? So it goes to this function block, and where is that getting that function from? It's coming from a gyro. Okay. Interesting. Let's just go and connect that up to my dial, and let's just see what that will tell us. Let's connect some electricity here to everything. Wow, okay, I think that'll be fine. And let's just see how it's actually stabilizing this boat and what values it's giving it, because that might tell us if it's not doing its greatest job here. So get it on. Get throttle up. So currently it's a 0.2, a negative, positive. Staying at, okay, it's 0.2, so it's trying to turn itself. 0.1. It's trying to adjust itself. Hydrofoil is up. 0.2. So 0.1, so it's actually turning itself at the moment. It keeps on trying to turn itself, so you can see here it's giving it at a +12. It's trying to go right and right and right. Okay. Interesting. Let's bring it back. I just want to double check you've got everything connected up properly. So that's all got electricity and it's all coming from that. That's fine. Don't see an issue with that. This is coming all from... So what is controlling these guys? So let's have a look at this quickly. So this is switched value. Where is it switching it from? From PID controller. Okay, well it shouldn't have that much effect because that's all the same level. And I'm guessing the same is for here. Exactly the same level. So what we can do is, where is that gyro? The gyro is up here somewhere if I'm correct. There it is there. So let's go to your roll. Let's put that to about 50% pitch. Let's do 50% too. So we'll adjust the gyro and see if that will help it. Otherwise, I actually don't know. I'll have to have a look at that function block and just double check that function block and see if that might be causing the issue. I don't think it is though. Let's get our throttle up here. 0.1, 0.2, hydrofoils. Yeah, you can see it straight away going to 10, 12. It's trying to turn itself and it keeps on turning and turning and turning. Look at the fin rudders underneath here. So, unless you've just got it inverted. Hold on. Let's just go and invert the fin rudders here quickly. So, just going to grab this one is negative. We'll make this one positive, this one negative. Connect that up to electricity, of course. Give it, where is the signal that we're using for that? Is it's the function block you had somewhere. There we go. Function block, connect up, connect up. While we're here, let's just check what's you're timesing it by 2. Why you? I wouldn't times it by 2. Just leave it as is. Let's start it up again. So that's just coming directly from the gyro now into those fin rudders. So let's see how that works. So let's get throttle engine on, throttle up. So far we're looking good. Let's get your hydrofoils on. Okay, so yeah, it definitely doesn't need to be inverted because you can see here it's not having a good time. So we're just going to undo the invert that I just did. Just do a negative here. Done. Spawn that in again. And let's just see if taking that x times 2 out would have helped it at all. Guessing it might have, but well, we'll see. Remember, I've also done the gyro. Follow up. Let's get hydrofoils on straight away. Yeah, it's still going to the right a bit. I feel like it's still something to do with your stability. That's... Wait, hold on, that's almost going perfectly straight now. Yeah, that's better. It's leaning to the little bit to the left, but It's only ever so slightly going to the right. You can use that as a reference point. Seems okay. You can still see it definitely is going to the right ever so slightly. Very interesting. Still think it's something to do with these fin rudders, because it's trying to keep it level. It's trying to stop it to roll, but it's turning is controlled by those fin rudders at the back there. What we could do is if we just bring it down here, so I'm actually just going to move some fin rudders. I'm going to take those. I'm just going to place these here. I just want to see if this makes any of a difference at all. I'm just going to place 2 there and 2 there. I've just placed a few down there. I just want to see by putting the fin rudder beneath the stabilizer if that helps it at all, because as you saw, the ones that were actually controlling our direction were above the water, so not great. Let's go and increase our throttle here. Let's see what kind of a difference that does. And let's go and put it in hydrofoil mode. So you can see it's leaning to the left, but it is keeping straight in comparison. Last time we were way over there. Yeah, so that is almost perfect. We're using that as a reference point. You can still see we are moving ever so slightly, but I think that's just tweaking the stabilizer. But it's almost perfect. Let's just go and see if we can turn it. I would also put the controls for your fin rudders underneath, like I've just done there. But that is almost perfect. So great. So that's one creation fixed, pretty much. Just almost literally just have to move the fin rudders beneath the water, and it seems like it's fine. Also get rid of the times by 2 on the function block. But yeah. It's still, as you can see, it's still going ever so slightly to the right. I'll probably just say that's a little bit down, just do a little bit of weight, but it's much better than what it was before. Cool, let's go move on to the next creation. And the next creation we're having a look at is a rib that was submitted by Petrovsky. Now, he or she says that the issue you're having is the speed is really bad, even though similar creations are doing fine. Now, let's just actually have a quick test. I just want to see what kind of speed you're getting out of this. So let's just bring it in. What do we have? Connector, engine, main breaker. Okay, and let's just do throttle. Oof, this is slow. Okay, picking up speed ever so slightly. Okay, yeah, it's not quick at all. It's definitely not. Let's bring it back to the workbench. So what do you have? So it looks like you have 1 engine, 2 clutches, 2 gearboxes. Okay, 2 generators going off of it. Obviously, taking the generators off of that might give you a little bit of speed. We can revisit that later if we need to. Everything else seems fine. Looks like it's quite stripped down in the center of it. Yeah, it looks fine. For creation this size, to be honest, I would probably go with a 2 engine setup. This is big. This is quite a big creation. Or an aircraft engine just to get a little more power out of it. I just want to remove those generators to see if we get any better of a performance hit. Otherwise, I kind of have my second solution, which I think is the main reason why. But let's just go and increase our throttle here. And see what a difference this is going to make, if any. Okay, so it's a little bit quicker, just that we've taken that generator, sucking its power from it. It's a little bit quicker, but I kind of have the main thing I think is your issue is that because you're using these wedges. These wedges is your major issue here. I'm telling you right now, if we actually, I'm going to spawn this in. I'm going to just read our top speed from this. So let's go and get it on, get throttle up. Let's check our top speed that we're going to get out of this. And then I'm going to change your wedges to regular blocks and we'll notice the difference in speed. So it looks about 15. Can we get to about 20 knots? 20 knots. $22 knots. Okay, so about 22 knots plus minus. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put it into symmetry mode and let's just delete off pretty much your entire hull because it looks like you use wedge blocks pretty much everywhere here. So we just get rid of it. We can leave normal ones. I'm happy to leave the normal ones in. Let's get rid of that, and that. And we're just going to replace it. I'll use yellow and let's just replace it with this. And then we can just do, let's use that. Okay, we're going to test it using this method and just see what kind of a difference we're going to get. I'm expecting it to go much quicker with this. Now, obviously, this is not designed to look good, guys. I'm just doing this just for testing purposes, just to show you that the new wedges, or the current wedges in game, they do slow your creations down. A lot of people aren't aware of it, but they do slow them down quite a bit. So I want to make sure this is nice and sealed. Cool, and I think we need to get one more of these. So let's just bring this here. Grab another one of those. Now we might, I don't know if I think we're going to probably gain some buoyancy, to be honest. Because once again, the new wedges, they're not very buoyant. Okay, so that looks absolutely terrible, but you get the idea that we've just replaced all the new wedges with old wedges and with regular squares. And let's go and see what kind of difference we got. So we're about 22, 23 knots, whereas our top speed there. So let's just go to driver's seat, fuel, main breaker, throttle. Yeah, let's kind of see what top speed we're going to get now. 20, 30, nearly 40. Almost double your speed just by changing your wedges. Now, of course, as I said, I would recommend 2 of these engines in here, but you can see the difference we've got just by changing the wedges there. So yeah, that's one problem solved, and yeah, let's go move on to the next creation. So the next one we have is a plane that was submitted by Yes. Now, the issue he says they're having is that the wheels are sliding when he has the brakes off, and also the landing gear is extremely weak. Now, so far it seems okay at the moment. Let's just go and get inside. Now, I'm actually trying to think how we do get inside this. Is there a hatch here somewhere for us? Or is there a handle somewhere? It looks like there is a pivot there. I'm guessing that's for the cockpit. How do we actually get inside it though? Is there a hatch at the back for us? Anything to get inside? So there's, I'm just gonna do that. Oh, there was a door right there. Okay. Let's go and get into the driver's seat. So what have you got going on? Wheel brakes, we'll take those off. Okay, so I can see, yeah, so you can see it is sliding to the left, so we'll just turn that back on. We're gonna go and get this started. So I've got throttle, gear, flaps, engine, ignition. Looks like fuel pumps, probably need those on. Cool, so that's up and going. What engine? Not too sure what that does. Throttle up and down, or gyro probably need on now. So we should be able to clear this. We'll have a look at the wheels in a few seconds. So we still got our brakes on. Let's take the brakes off. So it seems fine. Let's just go and get our throttle up here. See if we can actually take off here or not. So throttle up, throttle up. Just want to see, your landing gear seems fine. Like it's not destroying itself. Can we get, says gear up? Good. Does that not work? Okay, there we go. So it is folding away. Okay. It's gone and folded away, that's fine. So let's get gear down or then turn ourselves around. Gonna head back to the island and let's see if I can land this and see what he's talking about. Oh, that's actually an island right there. We can go and land on. Cool, so we'll just land on there. And just see, well, first we need to get the gears down. So gear down. Okay, there's this gear, it's gone down. And then we'll just bring it down into the island over there and see if we can land and see how that landing gear holds up. I'm gonna get our brakes on. So off is actually on. And then we'll probably get our throttle down. Now, they actually aren't, doesn't look like they're connected to the hotkeys that are on the pilot seat. So we're gonna have to manually lower our throttle here. So this is gonna be interesting. Yeah, let's get throttled way down. Try and bring us down here. Yeah, I'm gonna kill throttle completely. Oops. Yeah, that wasn't good at all. But okay, let's bring that back to the workbench and let's have a look and see what's going on. That was the wrong workbench. So let's grab the plane. And let's bring that back and let's see what's going on here. So it looks like it comes out. The sliding issue is pretty much because you haven't really got them connected to anything. That's your biggest issue there. Let's just have a look inside. Let's see what's going on. So you've got them connected, so it's like glitched here, and that's how it's connected. Yeah, pretty much looks like it is. I would just double check on 1 to 32, 100% power. That's fine. What are your settings on your wheels? High grip. You could probably lower the tire pressure to about 80%. That sometimes helps. Let's do that. Done. And then your back tire is once again pivot, pivot, pivots. 1 to 4, and that one is 1 to 4. I'd probably get 32. Just to increase your strength on that one. Let's just go and see how that does. Spawning in. Okay, and I just want to go and release the brakes out and see if it still is moving. Sometimes that ghosting where you have your creation moving, it's just something you have to deal with pivots and tires. There's not really much you can do with that, but let's just take it off. Yeah, so you can still see it's sliding. That's just the pivots. If we were to go and connect that, so for example, if I take this off a pivot, so I'm just going to do this and grab that tire, delete it, put it here. That now it's off a pivot. You'll notice that that's gone off. It's sliding ever so slightly, but it's not already moving like it was before. It's just your pivots or your rails, whatever you're using, that's what's sliding. But also the tires, that's how they work in Stormworks. They are sometimes just a little bit bugged. You can kind of see it there in the corner. If we put it in our corner of our screen there, it is still moving, but that's resolved a lot of the issue. You know, if you really want to get rid of that, you could possibly, if we take that out, instead of just using a 1x1 rail, you could use a bigger one. So let's use, we go down, we could use the, where is it? Use a linear track. If you were to use that instead, I can hardly see anything here. I'm just going to put it gonna put it over here. If you were to use this instead, and let's go and get a track end piece, put that down. This would probably be a lot more stronger. Let's get a wheel. So I think you were using the 3x3s before. That will be much stronger in comparison to the other one, and we'll just get connected to some electric. Spawn it in now, and okay, it's gone up ever so slightly there. It's actually not on its pivot, so let's just go and just double check something quickly. I'm just gonna go and bring this down by 2. Grab the wheel again, place it down, and I just want to see. Okay, so it's sliding down, which means we need to give it a number. So let's go and give it a constant number. Let's see. Put 1 there and 1 there, and let's give it. Which direction did we put these in? A negative. Okay. So we're going to give it a 1, 1. Just to tell it to stay down, and we'll see if we still get. Oh, we don't actually have that. We need a constant on signal. Okay, and that's gonna tell it to go down, and this one is gonna tell it to go down. That should be fine now. No, other direction, I guess. So then up. So let's just go and check there. Make it go up, up. Okay, so those are actually not strong enough. So we're just gonna go and increase the strength of those linear tracks. Let's make it 1x32. And we can do the same here, 1x32. Okay, that's without the brake on. Is it still rotating? You can see it is. It ever so slightly is rotating. Not as bad as before. You can see here it's still rotating. That's just using these. There's pretty much nothing you can do about that. Almost nothing you can do about that. Like you can see here, I've tried everything I can to stop it from moving, but that's just Stormworks, unfortunately. Something else could be doing it is these wings, because you've got these on pivots, but removing the rail system gets rid of that problem for you. There's not much else I can do about it, to be honest. So yeah, let's go and move on to the next one. And the last one we're having a look at is a patrol boat that was submitted by Mixsmith. Now this is actually a really good looking one, all black, got some really nice designs on it. Let's just go and see what he said the issue is. So he said that it's draining his electricity really quickly. So we'll go over to the bridge. Let's just bring it, and don't know what that does, but okay. Throttle. Get throttle up. It's not going that quick. Does he have a way for us to read the battery anywhere? Anywhere, battery. I can't actually tell what the battery is, so it seems got some, I think maybe a weight issue. Looks like it's turning itself. Okay, let's just bring this back and let's just kind of see what's going on. So weight issue, do you have one? Can't really tell from here. Your center of gravity is there. No, weight issue looks fine. Unless you're spawning in fluid somewhere, which possibly is this whole area fluid? I'm not too sure. This goes here. Is there a fluid spawner? Does look like there's a fluid spawner all the way back here. What is this? Well, that's a fluid meter. That's a fluid spawner. Okay, so you have got diesel. That is a lot of diesel. That is a really lot of diesel. And then what is all these areas? These are just ballast, I'm guessing. Yeah, so that's just your ballast. Okay. Yeah, I would get rid of... What is this? Okay, you raise it. Okay, so I think you have way too much fuel in here. That's just my personal opinion. I would cut back on a lot of this fuel just to save yourself on your weight issues and getting it to be so slow. So that should go and give it a much more ballast. Reduce that fuel a lot. Yeah, look how much that's above the water now. That should also increase your speed, but we won't test it just yet. The next thing is, let's have a look at how your engine is set up. So it looks like you have 2 propellers. So that would probably be, you know, for both the size, I wouldn't just have 2 propellers. I'd probably have 4, to be honest. And you've got that going into 1 gearbox and 2. Wow, okay, that's what's sucking your electricity up, is these. And then you have, where your engines? Our engines are here. What's controlling? Okay, so it looks like you have some type of monitors and this whole... Okay, so this looks like you've downloaded this and you've just connected it up, and this is like your generator stuff. Okay, that's fine. I'm not gonna go and try and diagnose what's wrong with these engines. Personally, I'll just use my NJ engine controller, generator controller, and it would sort all this out. But you don't need this many. One of those is enough. That propeller has a limit to it. You're not gonna increase your speed by just having 1 propeller. So if we just go and break this out into 2, and then bring it out, and then break it down, because you're not going to utilize all that electricity. Impossible. With 4 large electric engines, you're not going to be able to output that much power on those 2 small little propellers. So we're going to use 4 of them. Okay, you can see their maximum thrust or force, 40,000. So we're going to get that place done. Why can't I? Okay, because I've hit the cap. Go and try now. There we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. So now you got 4 of those, which is good. I would get rid of that. Get rid of these. Get rid of 2 of those. Take this gearbox and let's put on. We're gonna put a few of these down. So we'll say 1, and let's use 2. 2 gearboxes. We can go and get it connected up here. Up, up, up. 2 gearboxes down, and then into this. Actually, I'm going to change it to white so we can actually see, guys. So we'll bring it there, 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 and there. Okay, so you got 2 large. Oh, I don't even think you need large. I would go with medium personally, but let's keep it at that. We'll put it at a 3-to-1 ratio for now. We'll see if we need to adjust that. We could. I also want to see where your batteries are and how many batteries you have on this creation. So that's got connected. Electricity. You've got 1, 2, 3 large batteries. Should be fine if you got them connected. You have, good. That's connected, so let's just connect those to that. Cool. Let's spawn that in and just see how much of a difference you get there. Now that we've gotten rid of some of the weight, I'll probably get rid of some more weight at the front. To be fair, I just want to just go down to your engine room and just see what's happening with those generators. Are they even turning on? Okay, there we are. There's 1. Cool. Are we ever so slightly tilting? That's fine. It's a weight issue. There we go. So we've got all those generators on. They should be running. They look like they aren't producing any electricity, even though the battery is low. Touchscreen is not working either. So I don't really know what's going on with those. I don't know them. I haven't used them before, so I can't really configure them or adjust them. Where did I get up? There we go. Yeah, let's go to the bridge. I just want to see if you get a little more speed out of this, and also how long your battery is going to last us. So throttle up. Yeah, so your speed is up straight away. that's more in line for what it should be, this boat should be. Your weight is another issue, as I said. We just need to deal with your weight issue. It seems like it's got a little bit too much weight on the right hand side. It's probably fuel somewhere or some type of fluid that you're spawning in. That's on the right hand side. Also, running a full electric boat, in theory it's a good idea. I would scrap it. Personally, I would just go and run with diesel directly through to your propellers. You don't need to have a diesel electric, and you can kind of see it's already slowed itself down a little bit. But yeah, I would switch this whole system out and go with a diesel electric instead of just a straight electric to propeller shaft. Because I'm telling you now, if we were to go and connect up some regular diesel engines out to those propellers, the ship would run 10 times quicker and smoother, and then you could just output that extra power that you got from diesel engines into then charging electricity. You know, I guess if you really want to go with like a stealth boat, then yeah, you need electric, but still I would go with diesel. Just run it at like a super low RPS and it'll be fine. You can see there is definitely a weight issue because it is leaning to the right hand side here. Something to the fuel. But guys, a really good creation. I think he's got a really good design here. I love the shape of this hull that he's going with. It's really cool. I think, you know, just working on a little bit more and fixing the issue. Get rid of those electric engines. Get rid of them. Get some diesels. Just run diesel directly through to propellers. Trust me, it's worth it. Get a clutch in there. If you're struggling, watch some of my tutorials. But yeah, really cool little boat. I definitely think this could be a really nice one, just with a little bit of changes to the engines and things. So that's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what creation you thought was one of the best ones here. And I hope you enjoyed the video and found it entertaining and informative as always. And I'll see you in the next one.